Buhl City Council meeting to order from April 19th, 2022. Ryan, please take the roll.
Councilor Marcus?
Yeah.
Councilor Carter? Here. Councilor Lehman?
Here.
Mayor Clarich?
Here. We do have some council additions to the agenda, and they're all going to be under 6A, under the essential ambulance agreements, and we're going to have A1 and A2. Brian, when we get to that, then I'll just have you walk right into that if that's okay.
Yep.
And then, no, that's all we'll do for that right now. Nothing. Anything else? Anybody from the council? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to a motion to approve the council agenda with one addition.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Further comment, question, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion's carried. Number 5 is the consent agenda. The minutes of the regular city council meeting April 5th, 2022. B, claims are changed slightly. The payroll number 7 is $13,178.50. We are adding $96 for a Minnesota telecommunications bill of $96, which will be added to that. You will then make a grand total of, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, $111,161.65. Does that jive with you? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended?
I'll move.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Stuart. Further comment, question, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion is carried.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I did have a question on one of the claims.
Well, I don't know if we should let you, but go ahead.
Parking ticket from City of Chisholm.
So what we allow residents to do, they can pay online through the city of Buhl, and then we just cut a check to the city of Chisholm. Some pay it that way. That's all that is.
I was like, did we get a parking ticket?
No, it's just a pass.
There goes your pull.
Probably the fire department.
I'm not going to say a word. Before we move on into anything, Ryan, did anybody sign up? No, nobody signed up. Okay, just checking.
Mr. Mayor, I don't know.
Reports from department heads. I'll let you get up there. Sorry about that. You just wanted to slide, I can tell.
Anyways. But like I said, I really don't have a whole lot, just more here for questions, concerns, comments. But another thing, just to give you a heads up, I am looking at getting a new mower for this year. I don't have anything for it yet, so, and then I'm planning by next meeting, but I got something coming up, so I might not be here next week, so we'll see if I can get to it or not.
Well, let's do it this way, Ryan. Did we put that in the budget?
Yes, it was a budgeted item.
Oh, you're lucky. No, I think it's time, so that's fine.
When was the last time I got a new mower?
I want to say 2017.
I think when I first came on, we were right about when I got on here, so.
I were running an 09 and a 14 and a 17.
Oh.
But the 09's got a new mower, or engine in it, because one of the kids blew it up and so we put a new one in. So it should last for a while.
Good while you're ahead.
We're not gonna get rid of it then?
No, we have one's a part machine, so we've been taking parts, it's the exact same as that mower, so I think we can keep that one going for some time since it's got a relatively new engine in it.
Are we looking at getting an X mark or?
Just basically looking at price, I guess, essentially, like, so the last one we got was a Husqvarna. I'm not a big fan of it. The Toros is what we've usually ran, and I am a fan of those. Dr. Chisholm, they run Kubota, so I plan on looking at those. There's the new John Deere over here. I thought I'd go and check with them since they're close and parts and everything.
And you have the X mark in Calumet or Cohasset.
And to check
Just out of Grand Rapids there.
Yeah.
X mark's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what we always run.
Yeah, there was an X mark when I first started. We had an X mark. It was basically like a Toro.
We don't have an X mark anymore?
No.
Well,
What does that say?
Well, the guy in Hibbing that had it, quit it,
Okay.
so we couldn't get parts locally.
Oh, okay.
So we went to the Toro's, and
Come back with what you recommend, so.
Yep, I still gotta do work on them, so. I got nothing for you right now.
Any questions?
Having fun plowing snow?
Yeah.
The mud
Not
in
too
the
bad. It's
alleys.
actually, usually, so with the old grader, it was kind of it was a pain to do, especially with this new one, it makes it a lot easier.
Okay.
It's a lot nicer.
Okay, thank you. I'll move on to 6A Business Essential Ambulance Agreements. Ryan, we'll just have you walk us through these.
Yep, just kind of an overview for everybody. The agreements with Essentia for operating our license and the building lease are still being reviewed by Essentia's legal team. Attorney Carney and myself have been working with those, so those are still forthcoming. One of the items you added would be to schedule a special meeting at some point. I don't know if we know an exact time when we're gonna get those, so maybe it's just kind of, once I have them, I'll coordinate with the council, but we can discuss that briefly. The second item that we added is just, it's a resolution basically formalizing, since we don't have these agreements in place, but it's a resolution kind of formalizing, Buhl taking back the ambulance license from Meds One and appointing Essentia as our operator and manager of that license until we have those agreements in place, just so we have something formal. The resolution will also give support and allows me to assist Essentia in upgrading the license to a part-time ALS model, which maybe they can touch on and how that will benefit the residents of Buhl. So those are just the two action items that I have, but I did invite representatives from Essentia who wanted to.
There'll be no gap in service though between the
Correct.
previous and the current. That's the main thing. I think that's all we care. We'll get it taken care of.
Yeah, correct.
Attorney Carney, is that okay?
Yep,
Okay.
well, that's what we gotta do.
Yeah, we have our meeting before the EMSRB board, the state regulatory agency, this coming Thursday they'll approve the transfer back to the city, and essentially Essentia is the operator for that license controlled by the city. But I felt it was important to have Essentia here to kind of introduce themselves to the community, kind of tell them maybe some of the benefits with some of the changes they're going to be making, and just open it up for a few questions if the council has any. So
Well, 6A1 is just a discussion type thing, and then the next one is action. We want them to talk to us first right now and ask any questions, and then we can
yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, so.
Joe?
Sure, me. All right.
You got designated?
I got designated. All right, my name's Joe and I'm the Senior Director for our EMS operations within Essentia, so I oversee all of our locations. Brought Mitch Johnson, he's our EMS manager, so he's next in line and is a system EMS guy also, and then Brian Oles is our Deer River supervisor who will be overseeing the operations in Buhl also. So he's our local contact here for the operations in Buhl and in Deer River. Nice thing is he lives about halfway between the two, so he can split his
That
time
helps.
a little bit easier between both locations. I guess, a lot of it was in the RFP, if you're able to read that. As Ryan stated, what we're looking at doing is upgrading the license to part-time ALS. With that, we would need a letter of support from the city to upgrade it, and the city would actually assist in actually delivering or submitting for the license upgrade, since they're the owner of the license and we're the operator. We'll write it. We've got it. I've got it pretty much 3/4 done already. So we're looking at doing that fairly quickly so that we can upgrade to part-time ALS. With that, we've already taken steps. We have some full-time EMT positions posted for Buhl already, out on our website and Indeed and wherever our HR people decide to post it. We also have some crew members from our Deer River location that are looking at transitioning over to Buhl full-time. So, we've got some excitement within the groups that we have right now, and then we'll just end up backfilling over in Deer River.
We've got excitement all across the range. I can tell you.
There's a little bit of, yes.
Witness tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow night's meeting? Yeah.
Yep,
No,
I'll be
Thursday.
Thursday. No, I'm planning on being there. So, I mean, for those that don't know the benefits of ALS, it would be, I believe, like right now, previous to Meds 1 and then with Meds 1, they do ALS intercepts, so they request a paramedic coming from one of the, either Hibbing or Virginia typically for here. If they need advanced care, advanced airway management, paramedics can interpret cardiac rhythms. They give cardiac medications that EMTs can't. Some, like I said, some of the advanced airways, IVs, whole bunch of different things that basically an ALS ambulance is an emergency room on wheels for the most part. We can do pretty much everything for the patient out in the field that the ED would do in the hospital.
Well, that upgrades our service tremendously,
So
so we're looking forward to that, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah,
So.
pain management is a big one that our paramedics would be able to take care of then too is, you know, pain exacerbates injury, so we want to take care of that pain to minimize those injuries and such too. So I mean, it's a good upgrade for everybody. It's good for us. Initially, our plan is we'll have our BLS staffed ambulance here. And then once we upgrade that license is when we'll be adding in the second ambulance to the location here. So the one that's dedicated to here will stay here. We're not doing transfers with that truck. We'll continue to do any transfers with our other locations so that we can maintain that 911 coverage here. And even after we add the second truck, that's the whole idea behind adding the second truck is to maintain that 911 coverage. The only time we typically pull all of our ambulances out of the service area for emergent transfers, well, to me, there is no BLS emergent transfer, so that would dedicate that truck to this location. Anything? I guess, are there any questions?
Well, Ryan did a great review as this project's been moving forward and going through a lot of this stuff, so we know just enough to be dangerous, so, but it's with that. So questions, anyone?
The only question I would have, I guess, would be for, would people getting on with you would be to check your website and, do an application there?
Yep, essentialcareers.org is...
There's still a few EMTs in town, and I don't know, I haven't talked to the rest of them to see what their thoughts are, if they're gonna join on, but like myself, I am, and I guess I'd like to, some kind of form, get on and help out wherever I can, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I know that we have 4 full-time spots posted and 2 casual spots posted.
I have a full-time job.
Yep, so it would be a casual.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's essentialcareers.org, or if you go to the essentialhealth.org website and click on careers, it'll bring you over to the other webpage. I would just search for all EMS positions. When you go onto the careers webpage, search for all EMS, because that'll list out our positions throughout our organization, because we don't have a specific Buhl location built yet in our system. We have it in the title of the posting. It's EMT and then parentheses Buhl, so that it's out there and they know that it's for our Buhl location.
And then the only other thing would be, I was going to talk to you guys after the meeting about Thursday night. I'll probably be there. I don't know if you're not going, are you?
No, I'm not going there. I already got chastised at the mayor's meeting last week, so.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, tough luck.
I don't have any other questions.
And you're welcoming applications, I'm assuming?
Definitely.
Okay.
Brian's pushed them through as quickly as we can get them in.
Ryan, you'll have that in the minutes,
Yep.
the address and everything to send that, or the email address. Sounds great.
All right.
Any other final questions?
Well, like we talked to before, Joe, is that the old ambulance is gonna have to work until we're trying the process of working on something to upgrade that. So what we have is doable for now, Because we're trying to actually upgrade our
Talking about the doors.
doors and
Facility, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna come up and meet with Ryan tomorrow afternoon and do a final kind of walkthrough and
okay.
if anything, but yeah, I mean, we've got a van that's already stocked, ready to go to come over. It's a van style ambulance. It'll fit perfectly in there. We've got, for the second truck is another van style ambulance, so we can run out of those for now, and versus the bigger box style that we've got some of the vans. They're nice and economical to operate.
And you've been through there once or twice, now you can go
Yep.
through on a final thing, things that you need,
Yep.
things that we can help you out with. Okay. Sounds great. Thank you for the report. We're looking forward to this.
So are we, actually. Appreciate it, the opportunity.
We'll see in a year what you say.
I've always said location, location, location. And we have that.
Okay, the next item on the agenda right now, here's the motion to approve resolution 22-22. And we don't have the date yet, but we can go through this to approve it as is and fill in the date.
Yep,
Attorney Carney?
the resolution really doesn't have any date-specific
Okay.
items. Basically, it just formally acknowledges that the city is taking back the ambulance license from Meds One, and that the city of Buhl authorizes Essentia Health EMS to operate and manage that license. And like Joe was talking about upgrading the license, there's also language that upon approval of the regulatory board, the city, will assist Essentia with upgrading that license, providing a letter of support and things like that. Obviously, the upgrade to part-time ALS is beneficial for everyone and most importantly our residents.
I like the way you summarize this resolution. Now I don't have to read it.
Ryan, is there a cost to the city to upgrade that license?
No.
No, okay.
And we're still scheduled to go Thursday,
Friday at 9 a.m.
Friday.
Okay.
Yep. The EMSRB board meets Thursday, and then Essentia's been coordinating with Meds One as far as the transfer date to ensure the continuum of
Perfect.
service.
So is there a motion to approve the City of Buhl Resolution 22-22?
I'll make a motion.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Brandon. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none, Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Marcus.
Yes.
Counselor Carter.
Yes.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes, resolution passed. Yeah, that's the heavy lifting for tonight. Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, this is a great thing for Buhl. I think it's going to work out for all parties.
Exactly.
Considering everything, so that's good to see. Okay, 6B, municipal tort liability waiver. Ryan, before I ask for a motion on this, would you please overview that with everyone?
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of standard operating procedure, something we do every year. Basically, by not waiving the statutory limits, it basically says that people can't sue the city for more than what's statutory authorized. So, am I correct?
That's correct, and I can't recall a time I've been in Buhl that we've been sued and paid any kind of money to even come close to the statutory limit, so.
What, does stacking, is that still allowed in any way, shape, or form of lawsuits or liabilities?
Car stacking, you'd have to ask Clausimal on that. But I mean, here it was just by the state statute is what the
Okay.
max the city's on the hook for.
Not a problem. I'll make the motion to approve the tort liability waiver. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Further comment, question, discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. 6C, cemetery fee schedule revision. Go ahead, Ryan.
So recently, we've had some headstones out in the cemetery that actually put the cremains directly in the headstone. And what we're recommending is just to implement a $25 documentation fee to make sure, whoever passes in the family submit the disposition of death to keep accurate records for out there. So it's, just wanted a minimal fee to make sure our records are accurate and things like that, so.
I'll make a motion on that.
Okay, motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Further comment, question, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. 6D, Resolution 22-19. It's a donation. Ryan?
This is just a resolution accepting a donation from the Zagat Company, the Hideaway, for the rec department.
Okay, is there a motion to approve that donation?
All motion.
Motion by Brandon. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none, Ryan, please take the rolls.
Counselor
Resolution.
Marcus.
Yes.
Counselor Carter.
Yes.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Resolution carried. Resolution 22-20. It's a vacancy. Attaches Resolution 22-20. Due to the passing of Councilor Matthew, a vacancy now exists on the council. Ryan, do you want to overview what your thoughts on this are?
Basically, once a seat is vacant, whether it's from natural causes or someone moving out of town, it is recommended and statutory authorized that the city pass a resolution declaring that vacancy.
And we're following the previous procedure that we used recently, the last year or two. We've done this twice now, so
Yep.
this will be the third time. Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart. I'll support that. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of Resolution 22, nope, Ryan, please take the roll. Excuse me.
Counselor Marcus.
Yes.
Counselor Carter.
Yes.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Mayor Clarich.
Yes. Resolution 22-20 is carried. Next will be the council seat posting. A special election for this council seat was already triggered when Paul Keekly resigned. The election will take place at the same time as the city general election in November. State statute requires councils to fill the seat up until the special election. Past practice has been for the city to advertise for interested residents prior to appointment. I've attached a recommendation, or recommended posting for the vacancy. And the recommended vacancy is going to read as such. The City Council will be appointing an individual to fill a vacated council seat until the November 8th special election pursuant to Minnesota Statute 412.02. Individuals who would like to be considered should submit a letter of interest and/or resume to the city. Information submitted must include full name, mailing address, telephone number, and email address. Additional information should highlight current and past experiences that make you the best choice to represent the city of Buhl. To be eligible for consideration, the individual must be an eligible voter in the city, must be at least 21 years of age, and must be a resident of the city for at least 30 days prior to the appointment. Letters and resumes should be sent to the City of Buhl, Post Office Box 704, Buhl, Minnesota 55713, or email to Ryan Pervenanzi at cityofbuhlminnesota.com. The deadline is 4:00 p.m. on May 12th, 2022. Is there a motion to approve this vacancy?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Brandon. Any further comment, question, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Okay, here's another resolution here. Attached is Resolution 22-21. The resolution accepts donations from Carol Pastore, Betty Marld, and Kim Mackey for banners in memory of family members. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 22-21?
Motion.
Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Motion. Okay. Any further comment or discussion? I have a little bit. It just this resolution acknowledges Carol Pastore, Elizabeth Betty Marld, and Kimberly Mackey. Carol and Elizabeth are paying for one of these banners in its entirety, $154, and then Kim Mackey is
Basically two.
proposing $350. So, and then Kim, if you remember, her father's Don Polery, who grew up in Buhl and was a teacher in Chisholm, he retired, and if that helps any of the people recognize who that is. So,
You own his house.
yeah,
I
that's
do?
the house right there next to you.
Oh,
Before the alley, yeah.
Okay. Don used to live there?
Yeah,
Oh,
he grew up there.
no kidding.
Yeah. So, did I have a motion taken already, Ryan?
Yep.
Okay. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none. Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Marcus.
Yes.
Counselor Carter.
Yes.
Counselor Lehman.
Yes.
Mayor Clark.
Yes, resolution is passed. Counselor comments, John?
Not much, just that snow is melting and the blight is gonna start to show up. We'll be looking at that again.
And that's the police department that enforces that, right, John?
Yeah?
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Stuart,
Nothing.
you sure?
Yep.
Nothing about Rams?
Well, I got a meeting next week.
Okay.
And I
Close
should
enough.
mention that we got a EMS meeting on Thursday that I plan on attending.
In Cherry? Cherry Town Hall?
Town Hall, yeah.
Clinton Town Hall, yeah, okay. Brandon?
Sounds like the rec board's putting together a bash for Independence Day. A lot of it's pending, but I think we're looking at a parade, an event in the park, and possibly fireworks, if they can make that happen. Should be a good time.
Well, there's some laws, unfortunately, we have to follow compared to the
Yeah,
days of yore.
it's looking like June 25th, tentative date so far.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll hear more from them as they work on it.
Sounds like a plan. At least they're tempting, so that's good to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. That rec board is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, they could have had a little bit better weather for the Easter
Yeah.
egg hunt, but it still went off. It looked like it was well attended. Anything else?
Nope,
Okay.
that's all I have.
Mayor's comments. For Mayor's comments this week, I want to address some concerns regarding the alleys in town. Due to the frost coming out of the ground and the melting of the snow and the continued storms, most of the alleys in town are very soft. These conditions prevent city equipment such as the loader and grader from entering the alleys to perform routine maintenance. Additionally, due to the recent construction, much of the new material that was placed in the alleys is still settling. As soon as the conditions allow, city crews will begin backblading and filling holes in the alleys. This is an issue the city must negotiate each year, and with the large amount of snow throughout the winter, this year is a little worse than normal. Thankfully, all of the infrastructure work that was completed allowed the city to make it through the winter and early spring without a water break for the first time in recent memory. While we realize this work has caused an inconvenience in the short term for many, the long-term benefits of these upgrades will result in long-term savings for the city and tax rate as we move on. So, that's all I have. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Stuart.
Support.
Support by Brandon. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 7 o'clock.